Edward Snowden has instructed me that his own fate and his own future should not be our primary consideration. That what he mostly wanted from us as lawyers is advice and guidance on how he could be a more effective advocate for surveillance reform and democratic reform. I often say to him, you know, for all of your engineering skill, democracy is not a problem that can be solved. There is no technological fix to the challenges that we encounter in free societies. That on the one side we have privacy, and on the other side we have security. In fact, I think that privacy and security go hand in hand. That what we really have is surveillance on one side and security on the other. When we're designing something like an iPhone or any kind of smartphone, an Android phone, you have to decide whether you want to design it for security or whether you want to design it so that it can be surveilled. But these are competing design models. So if Apple has to design its products so that the FBI can get in, that means that criminals can get in, hackers can get in, every government in the world would also be able to get in. For the first time in human history, almost all of our activities and communications are tracked and stored, and law enforcement has access to almost all of that. Encryption, for example, doesn't protect metadata, and metadata says everything about where we are, who we're communicating with, for how long, our network of friends and associates. So the fact that there are some small portions of communications that because of encryption law enforcement cannot intercept and read has to be seen in the context of how much information they have. The more the internet becomes localized, or the easier it will be for countries to use censorship. The worse it will be for free speech and free association. It really will threaten what the internet has the promise of being, which is a way for everyone in the world to communicate with each other freely without the local interference of their government. I'm very, very nervous about a for-profit corporation that is answerable to its shareholders and to its own profit motives and not to the public at large, being the gatekeeper to decide what speech is true and what is false, what is hateful and what is not. This isn't a role that I feel very comfortable with companies playing. In the 21st century, these platforms have replaced the public square as the place where most political speech takes place. And so I've been very cautious about these demands that Facebook and WhatsApp be more effective censors. Because even with the best intentions to prevent hate from spreading, to prevent violence from occurring, they're going to end up censoring a lot of speech that is valuable